What's up, YouTube? It is Hitman23 coming at you from Naples, FL. It's Sunday night, and I felt like doing another video here, and I'm doing a binder review, or as I like to call it, Binderage. And it's just basically a binder of, all-star players, fan favorites, guys I grew up watching. Some guys are still active. A lot of these guys are retired. There are no Hall of Famers in here. I do Hall of Famers separately. But it's just, how I like to collect, and that's what we love great about this hobby, is that there's no right or wrong way to do it. You do what you love. So this is my A through C binder, and we'll just kick it off here. So first I start off with Mr. Jim Abbott. He pitched for the California Angels and New York Yankees in the 90s. Famously pitched a no-hitter in 93. Everybody, I'm pretty sure everybody knows he was a one-armed pitcher, and he was a lefty. That switched the glove from his non-existent right hand. He had like a little nub there, and he held the glove on that side, and then he would throw with his left hand, and then quickly switch the glove to his left hand after releasing the ball. He was pretty amazing to watch. Just a warrior type guy. So he's definitely one of those guys you just want to, good to collect, and just great role model type of guy. So Jim Abbott, and of course me with my anal has to be in year by year. Pretty much by brand. We've got some just, basically all, base stuff, some inserts, but nothing too crazy here. This is really before it started getting too nuts with that stuff. And then Doyle Alexander, just always had a lot of his cards, always seemed to, he used to come up in my collection somehow. I just like, he's got a cool name, and he was a pretty solid pitcher for many years. He was famously traded in the late 80s for a Hall of Fame pitcher. He was on the Braves, and this Hall of Fame pitcher was on the a property of the Tigers, and the Tigers picked up Doyle, I believe, in 87 for the end of the season, and he actually helped the Tigers win the AL East in 87. So I'm sure you guys know who he was traded for. If you know, just make a comment. Who Doyle Alexander was traded for in 87. And we got Doyle, we got Don Ross, some Fleer, and then a guy who I think is definitely a borderline Ball of Famer. Listen to what I'm saying over here. A Hall of Famer, Baines. Great hitter, great player. Played for many years with the White Sox and the Orioles, back and forth a few times, the Rangers, the A's. Just a great hitter. From his era, and again, I don't have stats, but take a look at his stats. He's definitely a borderline guy. I don't think he's definitely a Hall of Famer, but he's right up there. He's definitely a Hall of Good player. But Harold Baines, and we got, let's see here, the Fleer. So he had a rookie card in 81 Fleer and 81 Topps, not 81 Donruss. A little hit or miss with them in the early 80s here when they came out. I always liked that card. That's a stadium club of him sitting on the dugout steps. So I thought that was a nice card. And I'm a sucker for guys in the batting cage. I actually have a whole binder full of guys in the batting cage I'll show off one of these days in one of my binderage installments. So Harold Baines, Jason Bartlett. It's pretty cool. I actually know Jason personally. He lives in town here, and he was an all-star in 2009. He was in the 2008 World Series with the Rays versus the Phillies, and he actually won America a taco during the World Series when he stole a base. But he's a great guy. Him and his wife own a gym here, and they're really sweet people, really nice people. So there's Jason. And then I got the Jose Bautista, Joey Bats over here. The guy everybody loves to hate. Bat flipping attitude man. If he's on your team, you love him. If he's on the team you're playing against, you hate him. So that's just the type of guy he is. But he's got some pretty good career numbers. And we got Carlos Beltran. I'm pretty sure he's just about a shoo-in for Hall of Fame. Can't be 100% sure, but he's had a solid season. Switch hitter. Over 400 home runs. He's close to 3,000 hits. Just a solid player. Solid player all around. Carlos Beltran, I believe he's now back on the Astros for a second tour of duty. And that's him. And then Very similar player to him, Adrian Beltre, who I think might even have a little bit more of a shot to get to the Hall of Fame. He's very close to having 3,000 hits and 500 home runs, and I think if he gets both of those, that's pretty much a lock. But he's been around for a while, since the late 90s with the Dodgers. He came up young. I think he was 19 years old. And has been on the Rangers for the last 5 to 6 years, maybe even a little longer now. Solid player, great fielder. He spent a couple years with Seattle, and I think 1 year with the Red Sox. He was with the Red Sox for 1 year. And then we got Lance Berkman, good switch hitter for the Houston Astros. He was part of the second version of the Killer Bees with him and Biggio and Bagwell on the Astros in the World Series. I think they were together there in 2005 when the Astros played the White Sox. Lance Berkman, again, another solid player. Little jersey action there. And then Ray, I just saw your video, man. How do you like that? Bill Buckner. I can't say much more than what Ray said before. Definitely borderline Hall of Fame at 2,700 hits. Unfortunately, known for the one play in the '86 World Series versus the Mets, but this guy was a great player. He believed he was the guy who was climbing the wall when Hank Aaron hit his 715th home run to break Babe Ruth's all-time record. Bill Buckner was in right field there. Or was it left field? Yes, left field. So Billy Buckner was in left field climbing up that fence in Atlanta in the launching pad down there when Henry Aaron hit that home run. And then later on in his career, he played with the Royals, which is kind of strange to see. But, yeah, right there. That's the year, 86. We got his Donruss stuff. Some flair. Jay Buhner, fan favorite. Great guy. I think he was traded for Ken Phelps. The Yankees traded him away to get Ken Phelps, which was a big bust. Buhner had a solid career. Him and Griffey are great 1-2 punch in those mid-90s Seattle lineups. So Jay Buhner. He was like a lumberjack, this dude. He's a really, really nice guy. And then, of course, Miggy Cabrera. How can we all not love Miggy? Definitely Hall of Fame bound. I can't talk tonight. I think he got marbles in the mouth. But yes, Hall of Fame bound. 500 home runs, 3,000 hits. Coming up on all that stuff. Triple Crown winner. I mean, what can I say about Miggy? Just an awesome, awesome hitter. So Miggy. And then some more Miggy. Some more Miggy. And then a couple more things of Miggy. And then Joe Carter. Man, Philly fans love to hate. He killed him in '93. We all know what happened there. This guy's another all-around solid ball player. Had many good seasons with the Indians, Padres, and Blue Jays. Won a couple of World Series with the Blue Jays. And, again, just a great ball player in this time. Joe C. And then we go, where do we go after Joe Carter? I got a lot of Joe Carters. I didn't realize it. Ron Say, classic 70s Dodgers infield. Say at third, Russell at short, Davey Lopes at second, and Steve Garvey at first. They were together, I think, I think they were together that whole decade of the 70s. So that they were like the longest tenured infield, I think, in the history or at least up until that point. I don't know if anybody's broken that, but they were together. These guys are great players, man. Say was an awesome hitter. In fact, he shares a rookie card with some other famous third baseman that played on the East Coast in the city that's just below New York and just above D.C. Ray. And some more Ron Say. And we got Jack Clark. Big slugger for the Giants and Cardinals in the late 70s and the 80s. And at the end of his career, he bounced around between the Yankees, the Red Sox, and the Padres. Good hitter. Had some really solid seasons. And then after we got Jack, I think we go to Will the Thrill Clark. So the Clark brothers, they just missed a couple years playing with each other on the Giants, but this guy had a sweet swing, sweet lefty swing, man. Him and Griffey probably had the best swings for back in those times. Just fluid, beautiful swing. Perfect mechanics. The guy could hit. Was a good fielder. Played for the Giants and the Rangers and the Orioles. Just a really awesome player. And I think there was a time, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe there was talk about a straight-up trade Will Clark for Don Mattingly. I'm glad he didn't do it, but I mean, Will Clark is a great player, but man, my Donnie's my Donnie, man. So I can't imagine that. But Will Clark, man, we got. I think this is it. Davey Concepcion, the guy with the longest last name. I remember that when I was a kid. His name was like from armpit to armpit. He was an all-star shortstop for many years, man. From in the mid-'70s all the way to the early '80s. He was there before Ozzie. You know, he was there every year until when '82 or '83 when Ozzie started taking over at shortstop. But part of the big red machine, good shortstop, just classic player, good solid teammate, and yeah, David Concepcion. And that is it for A through C. So that's what I got for you guys tonight. Hope you have a great week. And like I always say, may the cardboard god shine down upon us all. Give me a like, give me some comments, throw me out a sub if you can. Much appreciated, guys. Hope everybody had a great time at the show this past weekend in White Plains. I've been to that show many times, and it's a great show. And I watched some of the videos. You guys looked like you had an awesome time. But that's all I got for tonight. Peace out. Have a great week, and I will see you later.